Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into Palantir Technologies, a company that, well, just hit a pretty significant number.
Yeah, that's right.
For the first time ever, they've crossed the $1 billion quarterly revenue mark. It's definitely turning heads.
It really is.
And it's got a lot of people asking, a pretty provocative question. Can Palantir actually join the ranks of the Magnificent Seven tech giants?
And that's exactly what we're going to tackle in this deep dive. We've sifted through the sources, really trying to pull out the key nuggets of info for you.
Okay.
We'll look at what's really driving Palantir's recent growth, how it stacks up scale-wise against, the big players like Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, what this trajectory might mean for investors, and, well, is there really a plausible path for it to become maybe an eighth tech titan?
It's interesting because for years, Palantir had this image, almost a mystique, right? The shadowy government contractor working deep with the CIA, the Pentagon.
Yeah, that was the narrative.
But that seems to be changing. I mean, really changing quite dramatically. What are the sources telling us about this transformation? What's behind it?
Well, the numbers definitely paint a picture of a shift. So Q4 2023, Palantir reports $1.1 billion in revenue.
Right, the big number.
That's the one. And it's a solid 20% year-over-year growth. But the real kicker, the thing that points to this transformation you mentioned, is the hypergrowth in their U.S. commercial revenue. That part grew, get this, a whopping 70% year-over-year.
70%, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just ticking up. It's like a serious acceleration on the commercial side.
Yeah.
And just as important, Palantir's now been profitable for 5 straight quarters.
Okay, that's key.
Absolutely key. This isn't some cash-burning startup anymore. It's looking more like a mature, profitable AI company, and it's got, some serious momentum behind it.
Okay, so with that kind of momentum, that kind of growth, especially on the commercial side, it makes sense people start comparing them. Comparing them to the established tech elite. We all know the names, the Magnificent Seven: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, Google, Meta, Tesla. How does Palantir, even with this recent success, actually stack up against those giants right now?
It's fascinating. When you look at the scale difference, it really puts things into perspective.
Right.
So market cap, right? Apple's sitting around, what, $3 trillion?
Yeah, enormous.
Enormous.
Yeah.
Palantir, even with its stock run up, is closer to $50 billion. So, I mean, compared to Apple, it's still kind of a minnow.
50 billion versus 3 trillion. Yeah, quite a gap.
It's a huge gap. And look at revenue. Microsoft just pulled in, I think, $62 billion last quarter.
Okay.
Palantir, like we said, hit $1.1 billion. So, no, I mean, let's be clear. Palantir's not in the same league right now. Not yet.
Okay, not yet. But are there signs or arguments in the sources suggesting it could bridge that gap, or at least start to?
Yeah, and that's where it gets interesting. The sources do point to a few things. First, their really intense focus on AI. That seems to be a game changer. Their platform, the AIP artificial intelligence platform, is apparently seeing exploding demand. Just huge interest.
Okay, so AI is the engine.
Seems like it. And then you've got the fact that those sort of foundational government contracts, they're still there, providing steady cash flow.
Right, the stable base.
Exactly. While that commercial side is, like we said, just accelerating rapidly. So it brings up this principle, smaller companies can often grow faster percentage-wise.
Sure, law of large numbers in reverse.
Precisely. If Palantir can keep up this kind of growth rate, some sources suggest it could potentially, 10x its valuation over the next decade.
Wow, 10x.
Which leads to that provocative question, right? Could we actually see a magnificent HT? It's a fun idea to toss around.
The big butt.
Yeah, a very big butt as the long, long way to go to get anywhere near that kind of status. Let's keep that in perspective.
Understood. So that's the long-term picture, maybe. But for our listeners, many might be thinking more immediately. From an investment angle, what's the story with Palantir stock? I mean, should you consider buying it?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the $50 billion question here. The sources really offer a balanced view. There's a clear bull case, but also some significant risks.
Okay, let's hear the bull case first.
All right, on the bull side, that insane AI demand, as some sources put it, it positions Palantir as a kind of pure-play AI stock, which is obviously very hot right now.
Makes sense.
It also offers this pretty rare combination in tech: profitability and high growth. You don't always see those together, especially not with companies expanding this fast.
Yeah.
Plus, there's still a ton of potential for expansion into new sectors. Think healthcare, energy, more in defense. These could be huge future revenue streams if they execute well.
Okay, that sounds compelling. Now, the other side of the coin, the risks.
Right. So risk number one is valuation. That price-to-earnings ratio is up there, around 70 according to the sources.
Oof, yeah, that's steep.
It's steep. It means a lot of future growth is already baked into the stock price, leaves less room for error, you know.
Got it. What else?
Competition. Stiff competition.
Ah.
They're playing in the AI sandbox with absolute behemoths.
Yeah.
Microsoft, Google, these guys have massive resources.
Yeah, hard to ignore them.
Definitely. And finally, the stock itself is just volatile, known for big swings. So investors really need to be prepared for that ride. Expect volatility.
So wrapping that investment piece up.
The consensus seems to be high risk, high reward.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not for the faint-hearted investor. But, you know, its success story is really tightly woven with whether AI continues to be this dominant force.
Okay. So let's bring this deep dive toward a close. We come back to that central question. Is Palantir the next tech giant? Is it really destined for the Magnificent Seven Club? Seems like the answer is complicated.
Very nuanced, yeah.
Maybe not today, right, given the huge scale difference we talked about. But if AI keeps up this momentum, keeps dominating tech, the potential for this stock maybe in 5 years could be pretty monstrous.
That sums it up nicely. And, you know, it leaves us with maybe a broader thought to chew on.
Cohen.
What does Palantir's really unconventional path tell us? You know, starting deep in government, very niche, and now exploding commercially driven by AI. Does that hint at how future tech titans might emerge? Maybe differently than the classic consumer or enterprise software routes of the current Mag 7?
Interesting point. A different blueprint.
Potentially. And what other hurdles does Palantir face, beyond just growing revenue fast, to really jump from being that relative minnow to being seen as a peer of multi-trillion-dollar companies? It's not just about the numbers, right? It's market penetration, it's brand recognition, maybe becoming truly indispensable across lots of industries.
Yeah, becoming part of the essential plumbing almost.
Exactly. Lots to think about there. It certainly gives you something to consider long after this deep dive is over.